Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. In this video, I will share with you why the best apology is a changed behavior. Let's have this conversation. Well, my friends, listen. I believe that the best apology is a changed behavior. I can tell you that this is one of the most important things to keep in mind when it comes to repairing and maintaining a healthy marriage and a healthy relationship. I want you to hear me now. I want you to hear me. I'm going to give you some tips and I'm going to give you some advice. I'm going to give you some principles that you can put into action to really get the result that you're looking for when it comes to apology and moving forward after hurting or doing something wrong in your marriage. Number one, you got to understand this. Words can only go so far. While it is important to apologize and express your remorse, your frustration for your behavior, for your actions, words alone may not be enough to repair the damage caused by your behavior. If you continue to act in the same way, your apology will ring hollow to your spouse. Your partner will start to lose trust in you. They will start to withdraw from you. They will think that you are not serious about love, not serious about a long-term marriage, a long-term commitment in the relationship. Number two, action speaks louder than words. Yes, your action speaks louder. When you change your behavior, you demonstrate to your partner that you are committed to making things right. Listen. If you are really serious, then change your behavior. Your action speaks louder than your words. Your action must speak so loud that your spouse don't hear a word coming out of your mouth. This can help to rebuild trust and show that you are taking responsibility for your action. You're taking responsibility for what's being done. You are taking responsibility for how you treat your spouse. The impact that your behavior caused in the relationship. Number three, it's a process. Changing your behavior is not a one-time event. It's not an overnight success. But process and taking time and effort and working on yourself requires constant effort to overcome old habits and patterns. And to build a new one, you have to dig deep into yourself. You have to look deeper into the lens of who you are. To become a healthier person and have more respect for your partner, it needs time. You have to work on yourself, work on the feelings that causes you to feel and behave that way. This is where personal growth comes in. This is where we always talk about growing yourself, because you're not fixing your spouse. You're not fixing the marriage. You are always working on yourself while you are in the marriage. You know, one of my favorite quotes is by Ralph Emerson. And he said that you sow a thought, you reap an action. You sow an action, you reap a habit. You sow a habit, you reap a character, and that character becomes your destiny. It is not by happenstance that you are the way you are. We are creatures of our own habits. We are product of our environment. And when you decide to change, everything around you, it is going to change, including your marriage. But it first starts within you. That's why the Bible tells us in Galatians chapter 5 and verse 16 that we must walk in the Spirit and we will not fulfill the lust of the flesh. So you got work to do, my friends. And I got work to do too. Sometimes, you think that just saying I'm sorry or I apologize is good enough. It's good. But that's just the beginning. That's the foundation that now you need to build on to allow your spouse to truly believe that you are sorry for what you did and you're constantly making an effort to be different and make things better. So now let us talk about some tips and some ideas that you can put into action to get some result in this area. Number one, take responsibility for your actions. Yes. When you apologize, take ownership for what you did. Take ownership of your behavior and acknowledge the impact that it had on your partner. Don't try to sidestep. Don't try to deflect the problem. Don't try to make excuses. Don't shift the blame on someone else. Don't blame the devil. Some of y'all, the devil make me do it, especially when you make big mistakes like committing adultery or, emotional, entanglement and all those things. The devil, no, don't blame the devil. Take responsibility for it. The devil may tempt you, but he doesn't force you to do nothing. It's you that decide to do it. So take ownership for your problem. And if you're trying to blame your spouse for it, I want to say shame on you. No, listen, don't blame anybody. Take a look at the man in the mirror and take ownership of what you did. Number 2, identify the problem areas. Yes, first you have to do an introspection. You have to do a reflection. You have to take time to find out what caused me to behave this way. What are the patterns? What is the sequence of operation that lead me to this behavior over and over and over again? Reflect on your behavior and identify the specific area where you need to make changes. This could be anything from being more attentive to your partner's need, being more patient, being more understanding, showing more empathy, leaning into the relationship, listening more, doing more activities and more chores around the house. It could be anything, but do it. Number 3, create a plan of action. This is key. This is key. Because if you're not monitoring where you are, you don't know where you're going. You need a roadmap. Once you identify the problem, then you have to now plan on exactly the steps and the action that you're going to take. You need an action plan. And once you've identified the problem, then create a plan on how you will change your behavior. Maybe you need to see a therapist or go to a group. Maybe you have an alcohol problem. Maybe you have an addiction problem. Maybe you have a womanizing problem. You got to seek somebody. This involves specific goals, right? Such as spending quality time with your partner, practicing better communication skills, having an accountability partner, somebody that you can talk to, somebody that you trust, somebody that is not afraid to correct you when you're wrong. All of these things are necessary, and it is needed to elevate your consciousness so that you can take ownership and responsibility for what you're doing wrong. Number 4, seek feedback. Ask your partner for feedback on how you are doing. This is key, guys, and here's the reason why it is. This will allow you to be more committed to changing your behavior, and it also allows your partner to begin to recognize that you are dealing with them on a more transparent level. Transparency is one of the key areas that we need to focus on. And the more transparent you are, is the more your spouse is going to trust that you are serious about change. Number 5, celebrate your progress. Anytime you are in the process of becoming, anytime you're on a journey to be a better version of yourself, you have got to take time to give yourself a pat on the back. Don't be overly, prideful or be high-minded. But, be humble about it. But once you're making progress, celebrate your win. Celebrate your progress. The progress that you've made along the way, it requires somebody that you trust saying, hey, man, you're doing a good job. Keep doing that. And you have to tell yourself also, because if you don't celebrate you, who is going to celebrate you? If you don't believe in yourself and in what you're doing, then who's going to believe in you? If you don't think that you are capable to get the job done, so sometimes you have to dig deep on the inside of you, man. You got to go deeper. This will help you to be motivated. It will help you to grow. It allows you to stay consistent, and it will help you to be committed to making lasting change in your life. Because here's the problem. A lot of times people think that they're working on their marriage. You're not working on your marriage. You're always working on yourself while you're in the marriage. God created marriage. Marriage is not the problem. Marriage is not the issue. The problem is with people in the marriage. Some of y'all come with your baggages. Some of y'all bring a whole U-Haul truck with a lot of stuff that you didn't unpack in the dating phase. You didn't unpack it while you were in premarital counseling. You just show up in the marriage with them and not realizing that how you show up in the marriage impact the way you serve in the marriage. It impact the way your spouse love and serve you. You got to remember, my friends, that changing your behavior is not a quick fix. You just don't grease yourself up and slip over a fence and all of a sudden you have everything figured out. Changing and becoming, it is a process that requires your time, it requires your effort, it requires your dedication, it requires sacrifice, it requires maturity, and it requires commitment and also better communication skills. And by making a conscious effort to change your behavior, you can change your partner, attitude towards you. Your influence change in your marriage. You can change your partner, but they start to feel better about you. You can show your partner that you are committed to building a healthier, a stronger, and a better marriage. Some of you guys are saying that I'm sorry too often. You got to start putting on your big boy pants and your big girl underwear and listen, do this thing called marriage right. Stop impacting and damaging the life of another person that you profess to love. If you're really serious about love, you will work on yourself. If you're really serious about love, you will change. If you're serious about love, you will decide that I'm not going to sit back and just do whatever I want, but because of my responsibility to God and to this marriage, I'm going to do what I need to do. That's how you do it. And my friends, that's it for this video. If it had some value to you, then do us a favor and hit that like button. Leave a comment in the comment section. And if you have not subscribed to this channel, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching. May God continue to bless you. And always remember that your marriage is not easily broken.